Hello there, the newest person watching this video. Listen, if you're here, my name is Tyler. I'm your anxiety, trauma, panic, and phobia relief coach. My singular one job, my purpose, my hunger, my passion is to help people like you to overcome the feelings of anxiety quickly and then, more importantly, sustainably over time. That way, the triggers in your life don't get you as much as they used to. Usually, what I help my clients do is to completely get rid of their triggers, the inappropriate ones. For example, if you want to go drive or be intimate or be around food or just go outside and live your life in general, right? Be social. What I typically help them to do is completely get rid of those triggers. That way they can feel neutral at the worst or excited and feel great at the best when they're out doing those things. What we're not going to do is help you get rid of the inappropriate, or pardon me, the appropriate triggers, the appropriate fears, such as if you're walking close to a cliff, you want to feel a little bit of nerves because the nerves is signaling to you back away from the cliff. That's not safe. So there's appropriate anxiety and inappropriate anxiety. I'm going to help you get rid of the inappropriate anxiety. But a little bit about what you're going to get out of this video, because I don't want to waste your time. I want to be very purposeful here. I don't want to waste your time and I don't want to waste my time. I have 13 minutes until my next call, but I really wanted to make this because I wanted to give you some extra value, more than just what you see on my profile. So if you made it to this video, you're in for something special. With that said, this video is designed to do three things. Number one, I'm going to show you one of my client testimonials to give you an idea of what you can feel like and what you can transform into just by doing a couple of the strategies that I'm going to show you at the end of this call, at the end of this video. The second thing is I'm going to explain in basic, for the sake of time, why most therapies that you've tried haven't really worked for you. Because I know that's one of the biggest issues, which is why 99.9% of people are so skeptical when they come to see me. They're like, what do you mean you can relieve my anxiety that fast and for good? They either get really angry or they're super curious and intrigued. There's not usually an in between of like, oh, we'll see. There's usually like, this is not going to work. You bullshit crap. I don't know why I said it like that. If you're someone who's ideal to work with me, you're okay with the language. So it's like, that's bullshit. Or they're just like super intrigued and curious and love the work. Either way, if you're on either of those sides, you've not gotten the results you want. And so what I'm going to show you why, or pardon me, what I'm going to show you here is secondly, is why that is specifically. The third thing is I'm going to show you three super basic things that you can do literally right now as I'm doing them with you in this video. That way you get some measurable progress in relief of those feelings before you even leave this YouTube video. So I'm going to suggest that you do that. With that said, let's get right into it. First thing that I want to do is I want to show you that client testimonial so you have an idea of what this can look like for you.
I have driven after not driving for 6 years. Right now, I'm walking in my neighborhood, and this is just amazing because just a few months ago, like 5-6 months ago, I could barely leave my house and make it past my driveway. And as soon as I started working with Tyler, within a couple weeks, I was walking to the house next door. And then after that, it's just been game over. I also went from like not being able to sit and eat at my kitchen nook because I had so many debilitating symptoms. Been dealing with chronic illness for 6 years. And with that comes a lot of anxiety, a lot of safety behaviors, and just succumbing to the debilitating symptoms. And it was so bad that I couldn't even eat, like go to my kitchen and eat alone. My husband works like 12, 14-hour days. So I was by myself, very pregnant. And anyway, after working with Tyler, again, about 2 weeks after working with him, I was able to go sit and eat in my dining room and actually sit and finish meals. And now I'm full on cooking. The only reason why I can't cook now is because I'm a new mom, being a baby with a 4-month-old. So it's just so amazing. But Tyler has taught me so many small things that made all the difference. Because I've worked with all the best of the best doctors. I'm also in the medical field, so I'm no newbie to what there's to know about my health conditions and how to help myself. I've seen hypnotherapists and different just therapists and pastors, and my faith is really what has gotten me through, but I needed to see real change within myself and like actually believe a lot of the stuff that I was understanding. And Tyler, I think I just knew that Tyler was going to be the one to get me there, catapult me, and he was the catalyst to, I think, the final puzzle piece. Since then, I have driven, after not driving for 6 years. I actually even got a new car, a new mom car, to take my baby around, which I haven't done yet, just because, life's just been busy and don't really have anywhere to take him. But the fact that I know I could confidently get in my car and drive is just a great feeling. So, Tyler's not a doctor. He's not some medical guru. So if you do have chronic illness and you're expecting someone or Tyler to just make your symptoms go away, that's not really how this works. But the work that he does do, the transformational work that he does do, and being able to identify, the limiting beliefs that we all have, and challenging you to, push yourself in ways that you wouldn't otherwise.
So I'm going to move forward to the training for the sake of time, but also for the sake of the fact that this testimonial is 6 minutes in duration. So if you want to watch the rest of it, I'm going to post the link, the YouTube link to this testimonial in the description down below, along with my calendar link to schedule a free 15-minute call with me if you want results, anything like this. However, what we're going to do is I want to actually show you how to make this work for you. So, okay, check this out. I want to show you how to understand anxiety, but then more importantly, how to relieve it. Everybody on the fucking internet is showing you how to understand it. And in my opinion, they're not exactly explaining it well anyway, but it's there. I want to show you how to relieve it practically and without all the bullshit. So that said, let's go right into this. There are only 3 parts that create anxiety. Not childhood trauma, not health conditions, as you just saw, because Sony is still dealing with the health conditions, but she doesn't feel anxious. So it's not the health, not childhood trauma, not our parents, not our spouse, not our finances, honestly. It's these specific things because it controls our nervous system. And our nervous system is what controls actually how we're feeling. Okay. So think of these as 3 levers, so to speak. When you pull one lever, you feel differently. You pull the other one, right? So these 3 things combined make up how we feel, depending on how we use them. Use them one way, you feel this way. Use another one, you feel another way. But it's only these 3 things. So the first one is how you use your physical body, not just going to the gym, not just what you're putting in your mouth. I mean, just like, what are you doing right now in this moment with your body, with your posture, what's your breathing like, right? What is your body? What are you doing with your body? The second thing is what you focus on or how you focus on things in your mind. Are you focusing on what's in your control, or are you focusing on things that are outside of your control? As an example. The third and final thing is your language, right? The words you use, or even the tone of voice that you use, right? The tone of voice that you use will absolutely change how you feel, right? It's important to see that because listen to me. The different tones of voice that I use with you will change how you feel, but the different tones of voice that I use will also change how I feel. So that's what matters. Now, notice all 3 of these things are completely within your control, like 100%. We might have so many typically stressful situations happening outside of us, which really just means things are going the way that we don't want them to be going. It's not meeting our expectations or our preferences. We prefer to have more money, right? We prefer for our kids and our spouse and our colleagues and our employees or whatever to act a certain way. We prefer the weather to be a certain way. We prefer not to feel the way we are in terms of our health, but we are. And that's what causes stress, is that these aren't meeting our expectations. With that said, though, how we feel about our life and about anything going on in our life is controlled by these 3 factors: how you use your body, what or how you focus on things, and the words or the tone of voice that you use. Now, have you ever noticed this? When you feel anxious, when you're in the middle of that crazy anxiety or panic feeling, your thoughts spiral and you begin thinking, the world's going to end and you're going to die. And oh my God, what if this happens? What if that? Right? The story in your head becomes all the terrible things in life. And from there, that's when symptoms come up, heart palpitations, all those different things. And that's when you do shitty things out of fear, right? You don't try this thing. You don't have that conversation. You don't try this new thing. You stay inside because of the fear, right? That's what will naturally happen when you're in an anxious state. So thankfully, I'm showing you how to change your state that quickly. Now notice, when you feel loving, for example, or any other good feeling, but let's stick with loving. When you feel a state of love, your thoughts turn into love and all the people who love you and how great life is and how beautiful things are. And oh my God, this and oh my God, this and that's beautiful too. Because you're in a state of love. You have oxytocin flowing through your whole body. Everything is perceived as love and beautiful. And that's when you feel your best physically and you naturally do things that serve you and other people. Now, notice we didn't have to change what you were doing. We just changed how you're feeling, and you naturally felt better and did things better on your own. Does that make sense? So, have you ever had a moment where, now this might be in another slide, but if it is, we'll just skip over the slide. Have you ever had a moment where you did something or you said something and you thought, oh, why did I do that? Why did I say that? God, that's so embarrassing. I hope no one saw that, right? But then you've had another moment where you say something or you do something and you're like, damn, I don't know how the fuck I just did that, but I just impressed the hell out of myself. That was me, right? Well, what was the difference in those situations? It wasn't your ability because your ability was always there. The difference was the state of mind and body you were in that moment. In other words, how you were feeling. Okay. So, how you feel in any given moment determines everything you do or don't do, or symptoms you have or the lack of symptoms. How you feel controls everything. So, um, I don't know if you can see my little control panel, so I'm going to move it for a second. The way that Sony, I was going to show you a testimony of Kat, but I didn't want to make this too long. The way that Sony and thousands of my other clients sustained relief from anxiety started with changing their habits of how they use their body, what they focused on or how they focused on it, and their tone and their language. I know it sounds too simple, too good to be true, but I'm going to show you some strategies at the very end of this video, which is coming up in a couple minutes here. I just want to give you a frame of understanding what we're going to do. But these three things literally change your perception of everything. That's why in the previous slide, this one here, or is it? Where'd it go? This one, we just talked about what you feel determines how you perceive everything and what you'll do. So when you change how you're using your physical body, what you're focusing on, and the language or the tone that you use, all three of those things together changes how you feel and how you perceive things, and therefore what you'll naturally do. When my fiance says, like, when I'm in a crap state and my fiance says anything good or bad doesn't matter, everything inside me is like, fuck off. But when I'm in a state of love and joy and happiness and just feeling good, she can do anything wrong. And I'm like, babe, it's fine. Hey, I love you. The way you feel determines how you perceive things, right? How you interpret them and what you do 100% of the time. Uh-oh. Where did we go? There we go. So here's the thing. All therapies work some of the time, but none of them work all of the time. So why am I so confident that I can guarantee you relief or your money back? And by the way, this isn't even a pitch, but it's true. I guarantee my clients results or I give them their money back. And here's the reason I'm so confident. Because my method works every single time. But the question's how? Because I realized, so I studied like every kind of therapy that I hear about. I study it. I'm like, what is happening at the moment when that therapy works? What is going on? Okay. And I realized that when a therapy works, there's only three things that are involved. Can you guess what they are? Of course you can. It's the way that the therapist or the coach, the counselor, whoever the person is helping you, if they can get that person to change the way that they're physically using their body, what they're focusing on, and the language or the tone of voice that they're using, the problem just disappears. And I'm not kidding when I say that, because either we perceive the problem differently, therefore it's no longer a problem, or we're just in the right state of mind where we can come up with a good enough solution to solve it. Either way, the problem either goes away or we change our perception of it, therefore it's no longer a problem in our eyes. Right? So let's try something with me. Let's try something with me. I'm a second late, so we're going to do this fast. I apologize. All right? Let's try something with me. First thing I want you to do is I want you to pick a bad memory or a thought in your mind. Okay? A bad memory or thought, one that usually bothers you, to think about or to remember or to anticipate in the future. Either way, what I want you to do, close your eyes. I'll read this to you. Don't worry about it. Close your eyes. I want you to imagine that picture or that scenario about 20 feet in front of you out on a movie screen. And I want you to put a border, a thick border around that picture in your favorite color. So for me, turquoise. What's yours? Okay. See that border around that in your favorite color. And on the count of 3, we're going to shrink it down quickly to the size of your pinky nail. And we're going to blink it between black and white. Ready? So the picture, thick border around it in your favorite color. Take a nice deep breath in. 3, 2, 1. Shrink it down quickly. Blink it black and white quickly. So shrink it down. Now, think back to that thought. You have a hard time feeling bad about it right now, don't you? There you go. And you can do this one more time, and you're not going to even feel it anymore. Second thing, pick another thought that typically bothers you, and I want you to crunch your body in. Okay, crunch your body in. And then on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, open your body up and smile. Okay, crunch your body in, open up and smile. Now notice, where did the thought go? Disappeared, right? How fast? Literally that fast. So your body is what we just used. Your focus is what we used in the previous one. Now let's try the third one. Pick a problem you have in your life, anything at all, trivial or big, doesn't matter. And I want you to describe it in a really stupid tone of voice. Whether you gotta describe a problem like this, like my spouse isn't meeting my fucking expectations and I hate it. Promise you're gonna feel silly about it. Neurologically, you're gonna feel silly. Or you can do it like a fucking gangster, yo. My spouse isn't meeting my expectations and it really pissing me off. You sound and feel really weird. Like, even I can feel in my body, I'm like, this is so strange. Or in a Mickey Mouse voice. That was a terrible Mickey Mouse voice. I'm not gonna do it. Or a sexy voice. My spouse isn't meeting my ex. I don't know if this probably isn't sexy to you, but the best I got, right? My spouse isn't meeting my expectations and it's really pissing me off. I just want you to notice the tone of your voice changes the feelings you feel. So try these 3 things, all right? That's the end of my presentation. However, if you want my help, if you're interested in my help, DM me the word relief, okay, at tyler.charlebois, and we'll have a chat to see if or how I can help you. Or if you believe I can help you and you're like, man, like, please just help me. What do I do? Then click the link in the description below and book a free 15-minute call with me. I just want to chat with you to see if or how I can help you, because I don't know who you are. Maybe if I didn't send you this video specifically and you found it on YouTube, I'd love to see and learn more about you to see if I can help. If I can, we'll talk about the next steps. And if I cannot, I will point you in the right direction and we'll shake hands as friends. I'll see you later, and I cannot wait to see you on that call.